Hey guys, Marco Garcia here on day number 3 of our Bootcamp week. Those of you who are here today, thank you for joining this live presentation that we're hosting today. This will be the third session of our Bootcamp. We did the first session on Monday. We had the second session yesterday, Wednesday, and then today is the third session of our Bootcamp series. Okay, so I appreciate you guys taking the time to be here today. We have very, very good content to cover today as well. We're going to wait for a few more minutes before we start. And as we wait for a few minutes so that we can have as many people join us, we're going to do a sound and video check. So if you guys can see the screen and hear me, please go ahead and type in yes in the chat box. Okay, we want to make sure that everybody can hear and see the screen before we begin. And yes, these sessions are being recorded. I actually sent via email today the recordings of the first session and the second session, as well as a document called the COG calculator. I'm pretty sure that everybody received those. I send them directly from my corporate email. So yes, these sessions are being recorded so that you guys have access to them at any time. Okay, so again, guys, those of you who are here, please go ahead and type in yes in the chat if you can hear me and if you can see the screen. We want to do that video and sound check before we launch today's Bootcamp session. Okay, awesome. So it seems that everybody can hear and see, which is great. So a few more seconds just to have more people join us. Let's see, today we have so far, we have 122 people in the room already. Let's just wait for a few more seconds to have more people join us, and then we'll get started. Okay, how is everybody doing today? How was everybody's day, or how is everybody's day so far? Feel free to type it in the chat box, how your day is going, just to get some traction before we begin here with session 3 of our Bootcamp. Awesome. Very good. Okay, so 10, 15 more seconds and we'll go ahead and get started. We have 147 people now in the room. So just a few more seconds and then we'll launch day 3 of our Bootcamp. Okay, so we should be good to go. It seems everybody can hear and see, so we'll go ahead and get started for today. All right, so today we have day 3 of our Bootcamp. For those of you who are just getting to join this Bootcamp series, my name is Marco, I'm founder and COO here at Rocktomic Labs, and I am the one that's going to be hosting day 3 of our Bootcamp. Okay, so here we have the topics that we're going to be covering for today. We're going to finish up task 1, which is the SKU selection process of your onboarding. And then we're going to initiate task 2, which is branding. And we will be discussing mainly a few of the trade secrets or considerations that you need to take as you go through task 2, right? Which is branding, meaning the creation of your labels for your products, right? The creation of your white label designs for the products that Rocktomic has given you access to. Okay, and yes, guys, I'm doing great today. I'm doing phenomenal. Been keeping very busy after Black Friday. We have tons of people that have signed up, and we're doing our best to keep to help everybody get onboarded and started on their onboarding process. So keep them busy as usual. All right, so let's go ahead and begin with task 1, SKU selection onboarding. Again, we're just going to be finalizing this task in today's presentation so that we can continue with task number 2. Okay, so as you work through your dashboard, I just want to provide some key points for the first step. Okay, so in order for you guys to log in into your account, all you need to do is go to rocktomic.com, as you can see on my screen there, and then on the top right there is a section that says member login. Okay, so if you don't know how to get back into your dashboard, you just got to go to rocktomic.com, and then you click on member login. Once you go there, then you can just type in the email and the password that you set up for your account, and then you should be able to log in into your account. Okay, so this is how your dashboard looks like. So in our first and second session, we talked about your membership, and we also talked about how to properly go about task number 1, right? Which is your SKU selection, and that's what we focused on mainly yesterday, which was session number 2. Okay, so make sure that you guys watch the replay if you did not get the chance to attend to yesterday's session. It was a very good session. We had tons of content that we provided in that session of the bootcamp, so make sure you guys don't miss it. Watch it. You can watch it as many times as needed, so that you can keep fresh in your minds as much of the information that we share. Okay. So what we're going to do today is first we're going to review some of the key points as you go through your dashboard. Okay. And so that's why I'm showing you here what the dashboard looks like. Okay. So briefly, I will be covering all the sections that we have here in your dashboard. So as you can see here, we have a welcome page, which is what you see right here. We have 2 tutorials that teach you how to go through the onboarding process and how to get support from the team in this second video. And then on your left, you see different sections with buttons, and each one of those has different information. Okay. You also have the help button right here. So if you want to contact or send a ticket or book a call with any of the departments, you can do it through the help button, which you will find here on the bottom right corner of your screen. Okay. The idea is that you guys contact our team through this help button only, because we do get clients every now and then that reach out to us through every other channel except for the proper one. Right? So sometimes we have clients reaching out to us by Facebook, ManyChat, text messages. I've even had clients reaching out to me directly on my personal Facebook and Instagram asking for help and support, when the best way to get support from Rocktomic is right here through your dashboard using the help button. Okay, so as long as you guys are using the help button and submitting tickets to the proper departments, we will be able to get back to you guys on a timely manner to assist with any questions, any concerns, any issues that you may have through the process. Okay, so please only use the help button to contact me or my team. That way we can keep all your tickets and issues and concerns organized, and we can quickly reply to you guys. Okay. So here we have the welcome section, which is what you're looking at right here. And then if you click on Start Your Brand, Task 1, Step A, then that's where you will see the very first step of the onboarding process. Okay. Now, the idea is that you go through the steps one at a time. Okay, so for example, here you will see that we have a tutorial video that explains this particular step, and then you have different sections with different calls to actions, right? You have section 1, you have section 2, section 3, and then you have section 4. So the idea for this dashboard is that you guys watch the tutorial and then you follow the instructions of each of the sections. Once you do that, then you will continue to step B, and then you will do the same thing. You will watch the tutorial, understand what's required of you, and then you will click on the call to action so that you can continue your onboarding process. So one question that is very common is, Marco, I signed up, I have access to my dashboard, now what, right? What do I do now? And the answer for that is you go to task 1 in Start Your Brand section, and then after you click on task 1, the different steps will populate. So you start with step A. Okay, so in step A, the tutorial there is very complete. It's got a lot of information, but in a summarized way, these are the considerations that you need to keep in mind. So basically, this is like a summary of that tutorial for step A. Okay, so the first consideration or key point is as you go through the selection of your SKUs, you have to consider that we have most of our products that don't require minimums. You have to consider that there are SKUs that require minimums, either 24 or 50 units, as we reviewed in our previous sessions of the bootcamp. And then you have some categories that are part of a specific investment clubs, right? So as you select your products, you need to consider that you have those 3 types of products, right? No minimums, with minimums, and investment club SKUs. Okay. If you guys don't want to invest on inventory, then you have to select SKUs that don't require any minimums, which is the majority of the catalog anyway. If you want to invest on some of the products, then you have to be ready to invest, right? And allocate money to inventory. And then if you want to partake of any investment clubs, then you just have to wait for the emails from Rocktomic inviting you to those clubs to see if you want to take advantage of any of the investment opportunities for new trending products. And you guys are going to be the first group of people to know a few of the products that we're going to launch in 2024 as part of our investment clubs. And one of those products, there's a few, but I'm going to tell you just one today. One of the new products that we're going to have is bee pollen. Okay, bee pollen is a product that is on high demand, and the demand for that product is going to continue increasing throughout 2024 and 2025. So we're going to have that new product, bee pollen, available through investment club. So look out for your emails to see if you get the invitation to join and the conditions thereof. Okay, that's one product, and we have other amazing products that we're thinking of or that we're considering adding for next year. Okay, so that's one product, bee pollen. And you know what? I'm going to tell you the other two. We're going to have coffee and tea. We're going to have coffee and tea. I just couldn't help myself. I'm super excited about those products. We're going to have coffee and tea for private label, but we're going to have those products with a big differentiator, with a huge plus, which is a mushroom complex. Okay, so we're going to have coffee and tea with a mushroom complex for next year. We're still doing the R&D to make sure that we're doing the best formula, but that's coming up as a very high demand product as well. Private label coffee and tea with a mushroom blend. Okay, so exciting new products that we're going to be adding to our catalog for next year. Some of them will be available with no minimums. Others will be available only through investment clubs. Okay, so super excited for those. So you have to consider that we have 3 types of products: no minimums, with minimums, and investment club products. Okay, next consideration is you have to consider that if you want to do a custom formula, you have to buy inventory, right? 288 bottles. And if you want to change any of the packaging of our products, then you also have to buy inventory, normally from 300 units or more. Okay, so this is something that a lot of people ask. Marco, can I change the color of the bottles, right? Can I change the color from white to black, or from black to white, or blue or red? Like we have clients wanting to have different colors of bottles. So with the stock formulas, of course, we cannot modify those because those are ready. But with our custom formula and packaging customization, if you buy inventory from 300 units for the packaging, we can change the color of the bottles. Okay? But if you don't want to invest on inventory, then you need to consider going with the stock products, which have the stock packaging that you see in the catalog. Okay, let me know if that makes sense, because that has created some confusion for a few clients over the last couple of months. So let me know if that's clear, right? When it comes to the SKUs with minimums, with no minimums, the investment clubs, custom formulas, and packaging customization. Let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if you have any questions so that we can clarify, and then we can continue to the next key point. Okay, so if you have any questions, let me know. If not, just type in no, and then we'll continue to the next item that we have in the agenda for today. Okay, so it seems we're good to go. It seems that I have been clear enough for you to understand the 5 different options for SKUs, and so we can go ahead and continue with the next key point. Another consideration that you need to have is that we have supplements and we also have CBD products. And before you decide to sell CBDs, you need to become aware of the different regulations that apply to CBD products. On this particular matter, my suggestion to everybody is, if you want to do CBD, do those under a separate brand. Okay, CBD products have different regulations, different from supplements. And so you don't want to have one brand with the 2 of them combined and then have issues with CBD sales. And that could create, issues for your entire brand. So my suggestion when it comes to CBD, if you want to sell those products, is to do them under a separate brand. Or if you only want to do CBD, then that's not a problem. You just do one brand with CBD products. But if you want to sell both, I recommend that you do it under a different business, a different brand. Okay, so just a simple recommendation, and that's going to help you throughout the entire onboarding process. Another consideration that you need to have as you go through step A of task 1 is check the catalogs for product and pricing updates. Okay, so if you go to your dashboard, if you go to resources, you go to the information library, and then here you can access the supplement and apparel catalog. You can access the bulk order catalog and the CBD catalog. If you go back to task 1, step A, you also have the catalog links in section 3. So if you click here, that will take you to the most updated version of the catalog. Okay, so my recommendation on this particular item is to always check the catalog through your dashboard, right? There's a lot of you guys that download the catalogs. There's a lot of you guys that also print the catalog. And of course, if you download the catalog or if you print it, it's not going to update. But if you access the catalog through the link, you will always open up the most updated version of our catalog. And that's how you know if we have added new products, or if we have discontinued products, or if we have made changes to the pricing per products or the conditions for the products. Everything has to be checked on the catalog. And the best way to access it, again, is through the link in the information library. Okay, so that way you have access to the most updated catalog version every time. Okay, we've had clients that, for example, downloaded the catalog 4 years ago, and then they go through the dashboard, and then they have a bunch of questions and confusion about the products, because obviously the catalog that we used to have 4 years ago is very different from the one that we have today. So to avoid that, always access the links, right? The links of the catalogs, so that you can get the most updated information. Okay, so that's how we update you guys on changes or new products. It's through the catalog. Okay, it's the best source of information. Finally, when it comes to task 1, step A, if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, use the help button, and that's how we provide customer support. Okay, so like I said at the beginning, the fastest and the best way to get support is through the help button. So real quick, if you click on the help button and then you go, for example, to the support department, all you gotta do is just put your name, right? Put in your email address, because that's how we can get back to you. Now, when you type in your email address, make sure that you check the spelling, because I would say about 99% of the times that you send a ticket and you don't get a reply for several days, is because your email address is incorrectly typed as you submit your form. So when you type your email address, check the email address to make sure that it is properly typed. Okay, again, that is the number one reason why you guys don't get a reply from my team when you submit a ticket, is because your email address is incorrect. Okay, so always check the spelling before you submit your form. And then you can put the subject of what you need. For example, I need the most updated version of the catalog, just as an example, right? You guys can obviously access it here, but let's say that you need that. So you put in the subject, and then if you click here on this drop-down box, you can actually select an issue from the list. Here we have the most common issues. For example, we have I need quick access to the most updated catalogs. I need information on inventory availability. I need to confirm how many SKUs and product lines I have access to under my current membership. I need assistance with MOQ requirements for my membership. I need quick access to the most updated top 25 bestsellers. So if you guys go through the list, you will find most likely the issue that you need assistance with. If you need to book a call with my support team, like if you want to actually just get on the phone with somebody instead of sending a ticket, you can also do that through here. So for example, here it says, I would like to book, this one right here. I would like to set up a call with the support department. So if you click that option, you can type in a description, and then you send it. You're going to get instructions on how to book a call with the support team. And you can actually book a call with any department. You can book a call with support. You can book a call with the branding department. You can book a call with the billing department, the fulfillment department, the web development, integrations department. So most of the information that you guys need is already on your dashboard. But if you need phone time, which, some of my clients, some of you guys prefer phone time instead of, doing email back and forth or whatever. If you want to get phone time, you can do it right here from the support ticket system that we have built. Okay. So again, type in your name, type in your address, make sure that it's correctly typed out. Put a subject of what you need, go through the list, see if you have a ticket here that is similar to what you need, and then send a description, right, to provide more details, and then you send the ticket. And then my team, the whole company, will get back to you within 24 to 48 business hours. Okay? Now, business hours refers to Monday to Friday, right? So if you send a ticket on Friday morning, right, we have until Monday or Tuesday at the latest to reply to that ticket. Sometimes we have clients that submit a ticket on Friday, and then they submit another ticket about the same issue the same day, and then they send another ticket on Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Sunday night, and usually the Sunday night ticket is, why is nobody replying to me? Well, that's because we work business hours, so Monday to Friday. So if you send a ticket on Friday, for example, give my team the 24 to 48 business hours for them to get back to you. And make sure that when you're sending tickets, that you send one ticket at a time per issue. It's also very common that clients, they send multiple tickets to multiple departments about the same issue. And that creates, more delay on getting back to you because we have multiple people working on an issue, multiple people communicating internally to try to understand what the issue is and to help you out. So one ticket to one department for one issue is sufficient for my team to get back to you and assist. Okay, so send one ticket and then wait for the reply. There's no need for you to send 2 tickets or 3 on the same matter. It's not going to speed up things. I can guarantee you that. It's going to delay things, right? So one ticket, one department per issue, and then just wait for my team to get back to you. That's the proper way to use the ticket system. Okay? So here you have, for example, integrations department. Same thing. You can put your name, your email, the subject, and then you can click and see if your issue is listed here. For example, I would like to integrate my store, or I would like to integrate a new store, or I need a system placing a test order in my store to verify my integration. I would like to set up a call with the integrations department. So you have multiple options of how we can help you based on what you need. Okay? So far so good. Please go ahead and type in yes if we are good to go to the next topic, please. Okay, so that's how you get support from Rocktomic, is through the help button with the multiple departments where you can submit very detailed tickets about what you need. And then you have to wait for my team to get back to you with a resolution. Okay? So super important to keep the support flowing from the right a platform, which is our ticket system that we have right here. Okay, so for task 1, step A, all you got to do is just watch the tutorial, and then based on the information that you have in the tutorial, you complete instructions on section 1, section 2 if it applies, section 3, and then section 4. Okay, so basically here you have to go through the training that we have right here. This training is a more detailed approach to what we talked about yesterday, so watch it. We've gotten very good feedback on this training. If your business plan requires for you to get a custom formula quote, then you can submit that quote here. But if you are not planning on buying a custom formula, then there's no need for you to submit this form. So you can just skip it. Then in section 3, you will have access to various information. The catalogs, the label 3D and mockup templates. We have the full MSRP report, top 25 bestsellers, and then the approved trust badges for labels and online store. Okay, and then finally on section 4 is where you submit your selection, right? So after you do everything that we talked about yesterday in our session 2 of the bootcamp, then you are ready to proceed with your SKU selection form. So that's what you do here. You watch the tutorial, you go through the sections, and then finally you will do the SKU selection form. Okay, so the SKU selection form is very simple to fill out. Okay, so I'm going to fill out one as an example so that you can see how I do it. First thing that you need to do is you need to read, right? So it says task 1 SKU selection, available to all monthly, standard, and VIP lifetime and VIP done with you memberships. In this step, you will select the SKUs that you will sell to your customers. Make sure that you select your SKUs as you review our catalogs. Click on the next link for our most updated catalog. So here you have the supplement and the CBD catalog for you to review the most updated versions before you proceed with the form. And then it says once you have submitted this form, you will receive an automated email notification with a copy of your selection. And then make sure that you keep this notification in your records as you will use it for task number 2. Okay, so first thing is you put in your email, just like I did here. You type in your first name, your last name, and then the name of your brand, which in my case, I'm going to name it Hero Subs. That's going to be a fictitious brand name that I'm going to be using in this bootcamp as I show you some of the forms, some of the steps. Okay, so once you put in your email, your name, your last name, and your brand name, you will click on Next. And now you can select your SKUs. So here it says, we recommend starting with no more than 1 to 5 SKUs for a fast onboarding process. You may continue adding more SKUs after you launch, okay, which is basically what we talked about yesterday, right? And here you have all the SKUs that we currently have with the proper category. So we have weight loss, women's health, men's health, all the way down to the Rock Tonic RX medical grade supplement line and the beef organ supplements. Okay, so here all you need to do is check the SKUs that you want to sell with Rock Tonic. As simple as that. So instead of you contacting a manufacturer, creating a formula on paper, and then having to invest on inventory, waiting for the sample, approving the sample, then going to the manufacturing process, which will take 6 to 12 weeks or more, and then waiting for the product to arrive, and then everything that you would have to do on your own, we have taken all of that complexity and we have turned it into this form. So for example, if you select this SKU, that's it. Now that product, you can sell it with Rock Tonic after you have completed the onboarding process, because everything else that you should have done, we have done it for you. We have done the research and development. We have done the market research to see what the demand is for the product. We created the formula or got the formula from a third-party manufacturing facility that we partnered with. We did the sampling stage. They did the manufacturing. We transferred everything to the warehouse, and now the product is ready for you to just sell it, right? Advertise and sell. Okay, so very, very simple. So this form is for you to select the SKUs that you want to sell. You may select as many SKUs as you need. Just keep in mind that the memberships have limited amount of label designs, right? So if you bought the $97 membership, we will do the first 5 labels. So if you select 10 products, right, you will have to pay for the extra 5 labels. Same thing with the $9.97 membership. It includes 20 labels. So if you want to do 50, you will have to pay the 30 additional labels. If you, however, purchase the Ultimate Branding Bundle, the $3,597 membership, then we will create as many labels as you need. But based on the suggestion or recommendation that we discussed yesterday, you have to be very strategic about which and how many SKUs you select to get started, right? So in my case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a supplement brand for men's health. And I'm going to do only 3 SKUs. I'm going to select the testosterone booster. I'm going to select the male enhancement, which is 502. And I'm going to complement those 2 products with, see if we can find it, with magnesium, 824. So Rock 824. So my supplement brand is going to have initially just 3 SKUs. Rock 506, which is the testosterone booster, Rock 502, which is the male enhancement or boost, and I'm going to complement those 2 products with a magnesium supplement, Rock 824. Okay, so I'm going to pick those 3 items, and then once I pick my items, all I need to do is read here it says, I understand that this is only a form to submit my SKU selection. This form is not intended to request label designs, right? So this is only to select your SKUs. I'm going to click on I understand, and then I'm going to submit it. Once I submit my form, then I'm done with step A. There's nothing else that you need to do for step A. So here is going to say task 1, SKU selection. Thank you for submitting your SKU selection form. Your SKUs are to be used in this format throughout our entire onboarding process, right? ROC and then the number. In my case, ROC 506, ROC 502, and then ROC 824. Now it says, now you may proceed with the next step. Keep up the good work. To your success, support department. Okay. Now, sometimes clients get confused in this step. They think that once they submit their SKU selection, somebody has to call them or somebody has to confirm. No, you don't need to do any of that. Once you submit your form, you can just close this. And now you're done with step A. So you completed section 1, 2, if it applies. You completed section 3 and then section 4, which is submitting your SKU selection. Once you do that, according to the tutorial, you have to click on step B. And then here, same thing, you watch the tutorial, you follow the instructions. Once you do that, you click on next task. And if you do that, boom, task number 2 will appear on your left. So up until this point, you are fully done with task 1. Okay? And then if you go to your email account, like once you submit your SKU selection form and you go to your email account, you're going to get an email notification with your confirmed selection. You see I have 502, 506, and then 824. So you're going to get a copy of the form that you submitted just like this one. All right, so once you do that, you're good to go with step A, task 1, and then step B. You watch the tutorial, click here, and then you go to task number 2. Simple as that. Okay, any questions so far? Any doubts? Anna is saying, what if I already spoke to you on selection and pay? Do I still need to complete the step? So Anna, in your case, I believe that I'm working directly with you. So if I am working directly with any of you guys, then there's no need for you to do the steps on the dashboard, right? The steps on the dashboard are only for those of you who are doing this on your own, right? But if I am working with you through a key account manager, like through one of my staff members, if we're working with you on a one-on-one basis, which I do with some of our clients, then there's no need for you to do the steps that we're reviewing here, okay? So Anna, since I'm working directly with you, then there's no need for you to complete this step. Yeah, so we do have selected a number of clients that I work with directly through a key account manager, and we kind of like walk you through the entire process on a one-on-one basis. But for most of our clients, they do these steps on their own, and so that's what we're reviewing, right? If you're doing this on your own. Okay, so now we have successfully completed task 1 of the onboarding process. And so now we are ready to start with task 2, which is branding, right? Branding, we are referring to the design of your logo, your labels, your 3D mockups, your colors, graphics, basically everything that has to do with the visuals of your business. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about some of the most important trade secrets that I have seen as the keys to success for my top producing clients. Okay, so we're going to start with the first trade secret. You may be a little bit shocked, or this may not make sense at first, but I will elaborate. But the first trade secret when it comes to your branding, right, which is your logo, labels, color, graphics, The first trade secret is that your logo design and your label design is irrelevant. And I put out really, just to emphasize that logo design and label design in today's market is irrelevant, right? So, and the reason for this is because nowadays, with how the world of e-commerce, marketing, advertising, and supplement works, today is all about the story that you have about your brand and your business. It's all about how you broadcast that story, meaning how you do your advertising so that people know about your products and your brand. And it's all about your customer's experience. So if your story is powerful, if you know how to advertise or how to broadcast your story, and you focus on your customer's experience, your logo and label design really does not matter. It's irrelevant. I have clients with the ugliest labels and the ugliest websites selling 20, 30, 50K, 100K a month on product. And I'm talking like disgusting label designs. Like when I saw that, I'm like, what is this? But I'm like, fine. I'm sure this client knows what they're doing on their story, on their advertising, and on their customer experience. But in reality, guys, your logo design and your label design, even though you need to have one, it's a very small step. It's irrelevant on your financial success when selling supplements. Okay? Many years ago, branding was very unique, was very important. It was kind of like the focus of any company, to have a great image, great corporate designs or colors. Like it was a big focus back then. Nowadays, it's about the experience. It's about your story. It's about your advertising strategies. So you can have the ugliest logo and label, but if you know how to do your advertising, guess what? You will make sales. You will make money. Another reason why I say with such a confidence that the logo and label design is irrelevant is, let me ask you this. When somebody buys a product from you, once they use the product, what do they do with the label and the bottle? Can anybody take a guess? What does your customer do with that label and bottle once they used all the powder or the capsules or the tablets or the gummies? What do they do with it? Can anybody take a wild guess of what happens to that poor bottle? It goes right into the trash. Exactly. Yeah. Have you ever seen a family taking a family picture and they're like, flashing or, posing with their supplement bottles, with their cool supplement bottles, with cool metallic labels? Have you ever guys seen that? I know I haven't. Have you walked into a house and have you seen like in the living room shelves of like supplement bottles as souvenirs or decoration? Has anybody experienced that? Have you gone to an art gallery? An art gallery where they're showing supplement bottles with, the most cool or the coolest or the most abstract or, with the top label designs in the industry. Have you ever gone to an art gallery showing supplement bottles with labels? Of course not. So this is one question that I ask clients that focus so much on the small details about logo and labels. And I say, why are you spending all your time, energy, and money on this when in reality, you should be focusing on your story, on your advertising and your customer experience, because that's what's going to make you money. Now, having a cool logo, having a nice label, of course, you don't want to do a trash labeling purpose, of course not. But my point is, do not get stuck in the process with Rocktomic because of logo and label design. And I say this because I see it a lot. If I consider the KPIs, one of the number one reasons why people don't continue the onboarding process is because they get stuck on making a perfect logo and label. And it's ridiculous. Like, do not spend all your time and energy and resources on creating this cool looking logo or label design. Just go with something that works. Just go with something that is functional. And you may ask, Marco, what works? What do you mean by that? What do you mean functional? Well, let me show you some examples. You have this supplement brand, Thorne. They did $229 million in sales in 2022. Look at their labels. It is full white with black copy with some abstract design, which is simple, but like doesn't really mean anything. It's just, you know, to give a little bit of color to the label, but it's simple, super simple. Goli, last year they did $28.8 million in revenue. We talked about this brand yesterday. Check out their label design. Red and white with white copy. That's it. So you see here the trend. One or two colors, copy, and that's it. We have Optimum Nutrition, On Nutrition, right? They did $7.6 million in revenue last year. Look at their pre-workout label. It's two colors, black and gold, and then the information about the product. So very simple. There's nothing special about the labels, right? We don't have this complex logo and labels on the products. Like it's just a label with the brand, with the product information, and that's it. And it's functional. It works. Why it works? Well, they're selling millions of dollars worth of those products. So, you know, it's not about the label design. I can guarantee you that they're not selling millions of dollars because of their logo and label. They're selling millions of dollars because of their story, because of their advertising, because of their customer experiences. Is this making sense to you guys? I know these trade secrets are a little bit abstract, right? But it's just to open up your mind so that you can put the focus and your energy in the right place, which is definitely not your logo and your label design. Again, one of the number one reasons why people get stuck in the onboarding process with Rocktomic is because they focus and worry too much about their logo and label. I mean, I've seen email threads of 150 plus emails with revisions about the label and the logo. And we're gonna follow through, and we're gonna support you as much as possible. But 150 emails just to get a logo and a label design completed, like it's too much. Okay, so is this making sense? Is anybody wanting to make a comment or ask a question on these two trade secrets? Does anybody think differently? I'm open to objections, to ideas, but is this making sense to you guys? Please let me know in the chat box. Type in yes if it's making sense. Type no if it's not. But let me know so that I can read your thoughts. Perfect. So again, guys, all your energy, all your hard work, 150 emails back and forth with the branding team just to get the label or the logo right, or how you want it. All that effort goes right into the trash after your customer has consumed that bottle of supplements. So that's my point, right? Don't waste your life on logo and label design because they are irrelevant. Get something that works, something that is functional, something that is simple. But more than that, we're going to talk about some of the other trade secrets that you do need to consider when going about your label design. Number 3, make the brand about your customers, not you. Make the brand about them, about your customers. Make it about them. Make it about your customers, not you. How do you make a label that works? On the label, you need to boost the product quality. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. Use the trust badges on your labels. Boost your products by describing the features of the product. Organic, natural, no sugar, non-GMO, gluten-free. Manufactured at an FDA facility, GMP certified facility, FDA registered facility. So use the labels to tell your customers about your product, to tell your customers about the quality of your product. That is what's going to make your customers want to buy your product. Is when they see that you're talking about the quality and the features, the benefits, the claims, the soft claims of your products. That's what sells. Nobody goes to an online store or to a physical store and they say, I want to buy this pre-workout because the label is nicer than the other brands. No, nobody makes a purchasing decision based on that. They're going to look at 2 or 3 whey protein options, and they're going to see one bottle with 10 grams of protein per serving. They're going to see the second bottle with 15 grams of protein per serving, and then they're going to see the third bottle with 25 grams of protein. Now, a lot of brands, they have that information in very small letters in supplement fact panel. Most people don't know how to read a supplement facts panel. So what do you need to do? If you have a whey protein tub and you're working on your label design, right in the front of the label, that's where you got to boost your product and say 25 grams of protein per serving, the highest in the industry. Just put that. 25 grams of protein, the highest amount of protein per serving in the industry. That is what's going to make your customer buy your product, because they're going to see the other products. They're going to try to look for that information. It's going to be difficult to find them, but here is your bottle, your product with 25 grams of whey protein per serving right there in big letters in front of their eyes and their face. Below that, you can put a complete BCAA matrix. And then below that, you can put the most nutritious and delicious whey protein in the market. That's it. See, so use your labels to sell, to promote, to enhance the quality, to boost the quality of your products. And how do you do that? By putting on your label the quality, the features, the benefits, the soft claims. That's what people want to read. That's what people want to check. That's what they want to use as their comparison to buy from brand A, brand B, or brand C. They don't care about the color. They don't care about the graphics. They don't care about the font that you use. They're not looking for those things. They're looking at the label and asking themselves, why should I buy from this brand? Why should I pay the $35.97 that they're asking me to pay? Why should I pay for the $95.97 that they're asking me to pay? Does that make sense? That's the real purpose of a label, is to tell your customers what it is that's in that jar or tub or bottle, is to tell them what it is to tell them why this product is better than anything else out there. That's what you need to focus on and use your energy and time. You know, not worry about having the logo 5 millimeters to the left and then saying, no, I didn't like it that way. Let's move it 10 millimeters to the right, and having 150 emails on that nonsense. I know I'm being very extremist on my comments, but it's just for you to see the picture, right? In tomorrow's session of the bootcamp, we're going to talk about the website, and I will show you some of my top producing clients and their websites as promised. So you'll see them tomorrow once we get to that piece. And you can see some of their labels to prove my point. I want to show you the revenue in our ShipStation account so that you can see that they're actually top producing brands. I'm going to show you brands doing $300,000 a month, $20,000, $50, $70, $90, whatever. And you'll see that their labels are super simple. And a lot of those brands I worked with directly, and I told them, like, do labels that are very simple, because that's not the focus of this business. It's not about the label. It's about the product. It's about what your customers are buying from you. And definitely it's about you telling them exactly what it is that they're buying and boosting your product that way. Okay, so that's the focus of branding, right? And even though it's called branding, it's a new concept of what branding truly means. Because again, in the past, it was about the coolness. It was about the graphics. It was about how cool, how new was your design, like how awesome it looked. That was before. People used to buy products based on those things before. Now the market is changed. It's completely different. Now it's not about those things. It's about the story, the advertising, and your experience that you are providing through your products to your customers. It's helping them get results, and it's helping them select the products so that they can achieve those results. But how are they going to know the results and the benefits if they don't find them anywhere on the label? All they see is this ultra super elaborated label that doesn't tell anything to anybody. Okay, do you guys agree with me? Is this making sense? Please type in yes. I want to get your feedback. I want to make sure that you guys are following me here. This is super important, and it will save you tons and tons of time and headaches. I do review all the tickets from all of our clients. We have KPIs that I review every single month, and this issue is a big issue, right? It's clients focusing on the wrong thing. Check out the Rocktomic logo. It's like a pyramid. It's like a diamond. Doesn't have anything to do with supplements at all. There is a meaning to it, of course. But I mean, look at it. It's simple. It's just like a diamond and the name Rocktomic. We didn't put a lot of time and effort into our logo when we created it. We just went with it. Right? We just went with what we wanted to have as a logo. And we said, this business model is a diamond. It truly is. And people hopefully will see that, once they see the value, the opportunity that we have. That's it. So it was all about, the customer. We wanted to see that our business model is a diamond, right? Because it is an amazing model to start a supplement brand. It truly is. And those of you who are here and you signed up, I'm sure you agree with me. It's an amazing model. We took something that was very complex and expensive and lengthy and made it possible for $97 or $1,000 or $5K, which is nothing in this industry. It's a very small investment. Even if you invest $10,000 or $25,000 into this super profitable business venture, like, it's still a small investment. You have to invest $2 million to open up a McDonald's. $2 million to open up a McDonald's, just one location, to get paid on average about $150,000 a year. A year after expenses. $150,000 per year. I have clients doing that in 2 weeks. Think about that. $2 million to start a McDonald's franchise, with everything that you have to deal with when it comes to McDonald's. Staff, sourcing the ingredients, the food, supply chain. $2 million to make $150K a year after expenses. You give your life to McDonald's for $150K a year. Again, I have clients doing that profit in 2 weeks. So this is truly a diamond of a business model for our clients. That's our logo. Very simple. We didn't put a lot of thought in it. We said this is an amazing model. What is something that is also amazing? Well, diamonds, right? They're hard to find. Those who have them, they value them, right? But yeah, use your labels to boost product quality, features, benefits, solve claims, right? This product may improve this. This product may enhance that. This product supports this. This product helps with this. And you have to have solve claims. You cannot make hard claims or guarantees because you're going to get in trouble. And there's one brand on this screen that is actually having a few troubles because of their claims. If you do your research on Goli, their revenue decreased this year. Last year, definitely, because they have had some issues with some of the claims that they've made. You can look it up in Google and research about it, but you want to keep it soft claims, basically things that cannot be measured, things that cannot be guaranteed. It may help with digestion. It may help reduce weight, right? It may help. It may support. That's not a promise. It's not a guarantee. It's a possible result because there's a lot of factors that go in it. But you get the idea, right? So for the pre-workout, best, good source of energy. It's a good source of energy. What's the claim? What's the promise? There's none, right? Okay, awesome. Another purpose of your branding. Use your branding, your logos, your labels for tactics or to make it easier for your customers to buy from you. So use reordering tactics on your labels. An example is, and I want you to visualize this because I told you yesterday, think as a customer would think. When you buy a pre-workout jar and then you see that there's very little left, what do you think automatically? Right? What's the thought that comes to your mind? And we're talking about somebody who actively uses their pre-workout, right? Somebody that's, committed to their fitness and health, and they're going to gym 2-3 times a week, maybe more, and they use their pre-workout. When they open up that jar and they see maybe enough powder for 2 or 3 more scoops, what do they think? What's the first thing that comes to mind? Can anybody take a wild guess? Somebody using their pre-workout, there's 2 or 3 scoops left of the product. What do they think? They need to buy another one. They need to buy more. They're committed to their health and fitness, and they need more of that rich source of energy that they enjoyed for the last 30 days, right? So what do they think about? I need to buy more, right? So think about this. They already have the jar on their hands. and they're thinking, I need to buy more. So thinking like the customer would, what would you need to put on that label to make it easier for them to quickly reorder the next bottle for the next 30 days? Can anybody think of an idea of what you could do on that label to make it super simple, super quick for that customer to reorder the same product that they loved from you? What are some ideas here? What can you do on that label? Exactly. Put a big QR code that says, to reorder me for a 20% off coupon, scan me. Scan here, scan below. That's it. Now you see the value of having the proper stuff on your label, right? Is a cool logo, a cool name, a cool label design going to make them buy again? No. But an ugly ass QR code is going to do the work. It's going to do the job, right? Yeah, so invest your time and money and energy on that. Get a nice QR code, put it on the label, and the QR code is going to say, to reorder me, scan me, or scan me for 10% off of your next purchase. And then when they scan it, it's going to take them directly to a checkout page. They're going to put their credit card information. Boom. Done. So don't put a QR code for them to go to your Instagram page and see how cool your pictures of your products and your models that are, flashing the bottles are. Like, don't do that. Like, take them to the checkout page. Cut the bullshit. Right? Remove the fat from your sales process and get them right into the checkout page so they can just put their card, pay you, get the next supply, keep it going, keep the reorders going. You already invested time and money on getting that customer acquired. You already got that customer in your database. Retain that customer. And how do you do that? Make it easy for them to reorder. So cut the fat from your processes. Make it simple. Serve the next order on your customers on a silver platter, or to your customers on a silver platter. So put a QR code, take them to the checkout page. And then on that checkout page, don't sell them one more bottle. I mean, if they're going back to buy more, what does that mean? It means that they love the product. It means that they got it on time. It means that they're going to continue buying from you. So what should you do in that checkout page? We talked a little bit about that yesterday. It's obviously not selling them one bottle for 10% off. Surprise them. Put that on the QR code, just to get them hooked and intrigued and going to the next step, because that's what's advertising all about. It's not for them to buy. It's to get them to click on the next step. So put the 10% off just to get them hooked, and then take them to the checkout page. And then on the checkout page, that's where you pitch. That's where you sell. So don't sell them one bottle for 10% off. Sell them a 2-bottle pack, or a 3-bottle pack, or a 6-bottle pack for like an amazing offer and discount, or benefits, or perks, or whatever. That's where you have to be creative. Again, if they purchase one bottle and they're going back to get more, like, sell them more. Give your customers what they want. They want to buy from you. So sell them. And you do that through a QR code on your label. That works. That is functional. And that's just one idea, right? You can put QR codes and you can take them into different sales approaches or strategies. But I mean, they already have the jar in their hands. They need product. What else is there to talk about, right? So again, we're just brainstorming here, guys, with ideas. We're brainstorming on what to focus on when it comes to your branding, right? Your labels. And that is to enhance and scale your business. That's the true process. That's the true value. Sorry, the true value, or I should say, the true purpose. The true purpose of a label is to grow your business, is to scale your business. But you're going to do that with boosting quality, features, benefits, the soft claims, using reordering tactics, techniques, right, on your label. Staying within FDA compliance. That's going to make sure that as you grow and scale, you're not going to get in trouble with the FDA or any other type of regulatory agencies. And just keep it simple so that you can launch. Keep it simple to launch your business as soon as possible. Not because you want to do things fast, but because you know that by focusing on the right things, there's only a fast way to launch. Simple as that. Okay, is this making any sense, guys? Do you guys agree with me? Is this something that you haven't thought about yet? And this is like, wow, I should have thought about this. You know, not focus on the logo or the label design, or, you know, downloading, you know, multiple AI apps to kind of like generate a cool logo. Like that's, don't spend time on that. Just pick a logo, pick a label design that is simple and go with it. Focus on your launch, focus on your advertising, your story, on your content, on your customer experience. Is this making sense? Is this good stuff? If it is, go ahead and type in yes in the chat box. Right, so these are, in my opinion, based on what I have seen, some of the trade secrets that have to do or are related to your label design. So now you have some information, some ideas, some content, so that you can, you know, think about this before you start your label design process. Because again, so many clients get stuck on this process because they're focusing on the wrong stuff. They're asking for dozens and dozens of revisions and changes. I want to change my labels again. I don't like it. And then they never stop. It's like a never-ending process sometimes for some clients. I don't want you guys to go through that nightmare, right? And this is the way to stay out of that nightmare, is by putting the focus on the right stuff, right? And the right stuff is right here on the screen. And you guys have access to this so that you can go through the onboarding process, specifically task 2 branding, in the best way possible without getting stuck in the mud. You guys want to fly through it. Again, brands like Thorn doing north of 200 million a year with that label. Look at that. Nothing special about it. And in my opinion, they should be putting a lot more content on it. But, you know, they're keeping it simple and it's working for them. Goalie, On Nutrition. Just a few examples of big brands, right? Big brands in the industry. Tomorrow I'm going to show you some of the brands that we work with, that we have helped launch and scale. And you'll see that their labels are very simple. And most of those brands went through the process with me directly, and that's exactly what I told them. I said, hey, and some of them knew, some of them actually have their labels ready. I'm like, yeah, that's perfect what you have. There's nothing that we need to change to it. So let me just make the label for the products and you're good to go. Okay, so it's about your story, your advertising, your customer experience. Making this about your customers, not about you. Using the label to talk about your product and to make it simple for your customers to buy. That's key for you guys' success. Okay, so what we're going to be doing in tomorrow's a bootcamp session, which is going to be pretty extensive. It's going to be probably 2.5 hours long. We're going to talk about the steps that you need to follow for branding, because they're very simple, and I'll show them to you, just like I show you task 1. And then we're going to talk about your website. We're going to talk about your online store and what to consider. What are the trade secrets of your online store? I'll be showing you some examples of our top producing clients so you can see what they're doing. And with that information, you should be good to go through the onboarding process in the best way possible. Okay, so we will continue in our bootcamp tomorrow, which will be day number 4 and final day of the bootcamp. So hopefully you guys are understanding the topic here, right? Understanding the approach that we're trying to take you through. So go through the dashboard. You guys are good to go now to complete task number 1 if you haven't already. So go ahead and proceed with task number 1 and start the process. You guys can do it. Tomorrow you should be able to start process for task number 2, and then eventually task number 3 when it comes to your online store design. So I'm excited for you guys. The information that we provided is very, very valuable and useful, and it's been proven to give success to our customers. So it's good stuff. It's good information. Okay. So that's it for today, guys. It was a brief discussion, because when it comes to branding, it's simple. We want to keep it brief, right? We don't want to make it, we don't want to do a lecture on branding, because it's not needed nowadays. It's not needed with today's market, right? Today's market has a different approach to e-commerce and supplements, and that's what we're showing you. And yes, most likely tomorrow or Saturday morning, you will be receiving the replay of session 3 and 4 of the bootcamp. So you guys can have like the 4 sessions and you can review them and watch them at your own pace. All right, so you guys have a good evening. Take care, and we'll see you tomorrow at what time? 12:30 p.m. US Eastern, right? 12:30 p.m. That's the scheduled time for tomorrow's event. You guys have a good night and take care. Bye.